Hello, this is Teresa Rich from ReflexologyUK talking about part 6 of stories from ReflexologyUK. And today I thought I'd bring to you what we see in our students and what we see when people pass through these walls or through the school at ReflexologyUK. We're not just teaching people, we're not just educating people. People that walk through the door and come on our courses, they're also profiling themselves with myself, because further on later in their career, when they've qualified, people come to me and they say, is there anyone you can recommend? Is there anyone that such and such can go to? And I put a post up on Facebook today, and normally when people get in contact with me, it's because they need something from me or want something from me. And I understand that. We're a school and that's our job, to serve the general public. But rarely do we ever find people that are willing to give of themselves as well in the whole process. There are a few people that really stand out, and it would take me all day to start naming some. But a recent one that made me feel so happy was just one particular student, and I'm sure she won't mind me naming her name. Her name is Sophie Williams, and she wasn't after anything. All she did was send me a simple text of gratitude and appreciation for all I had done for her. And it got me on to thinking about, it is so lovely. Now, when a tutor receives something from a student, from a friend, from anybody, where they're just showing their appreciation and they don't need something else from you. And it's an absolute joy, because normally people are contacting you, and this is all like back office stuff that gets done, and it's expected that you do it, I suppose. So this is not the training, this is all the background stuff. You know, can you do me a reference? And it goes on. So I just wanted to say a huge appreciation to her, an absolutely huge appreciation. Now, there have been many other students that have come through, and I try to recognise these students that stand out because they give something of themselves. Now, sometimes it can be as simple as, it doesn't even have to be a text. Sometimes it can be as simple as, when they're on the course, they help with the washing, or they may help clear up. They sort of like come to class and they do overextend themselves. I don't say over, but they extend themselves, and they realise that there's more to the bigger picture than just teaching. And I'm not saying this to you so I can get gratification. I don't need that from you. But all I'm saying is, think about other areas in your life where people have extended and done and educated you. You know, it could be the doctor's surgery, anything. I don't know who they are. And you've just taken from them. Think about where you can give more of yourself rather than trying to get. Because normally when people want to get something, they give it first and they expect to get. But there are so many people, like on Facebook, that could just look you up and get in contact and just say, hello, how are you? Rather than, hi, how are you? Can you do this for me? Or can you do that for me? I see so much. Whether it's because I'm in the public eye, I don't know. But when I see a student come through these doors, sometimes they're qualified, sometimes they're not, and they have, you know, there's something in them that actually they give of themselves without actually having to ask for more. Now, normally we are there to provide a service, and that's our job. But it happens on the odd occasion. And for me, it's like, wow, it's just multiplies that inner feeling that I get. And I love it so much and I love them for doing it. So like I said, the recent one was Sophie Williams. I've had students who have offered to help with the washing up at the end of the day. And I remember a lady from Individually Unique in Romsey. So all these people stood out, and Nicola Claydon would always write me lovely cards of appreciation. I'm not after that, but it's so wonderful when something is done without wanting something back. Okay, and I just wonder whether you could extend that into your own life, where you can do something for someone and be cautious who you're doing it for, obviously, but not do it because you want something back from someone. And we can all look for these people, who they are. For me, it's obviously students and some clients that stand out. And I'm very privileged because I'm in a situation where I can pick and choose who I come into contact with. You know, I can pick the people that I surround myself with. And this is very, very important for me. But in the very early days, it was never like that. It was more people taking, and it was quite debilitating. Oh, that's to say the least. I'd have clients that would constantly want, and there was nothing wrong with that because my job was to service them. But also now, it's more even. I do something on someone, I do a treatment on someone, or I educate them, and it's more even. So I don't get as exhausted. And sometimes I look back and I think, if only I knew this when I was 25. It's taken me 25 years to realise this. And the friendships I have also with outside of Reflexology UK, you know, they're not just takers. I have had to streamline people out of my life so it becomes more equal. And I suggest, while you're listening to this, you think about who all the takers are and who are the givers in your life. It doesn't have to be huge. It truly doesn't. But it's important that if we're of a giving nature, we appreciate people, it doesn't have to be reciprocated from that direct person, but we have to realise that it's nice to have, and it's rare to have, people that just want to send you good wishes because they want to, not for what they can actually get out of you. And I've extended that into my students, I've extended it into friendships and also family. And you find that some people really shine and others, you know, they don't bat an eyelid. And some of the ways that you as yourself, it always begins with us. So we cannot never ever expect anybody to give to us, but if they do, it's lovely because they've wanted to. But some of the ways we can actually give to people that appreciate us for who we are, because it's quite rare in the world, is we can mention their names on social media. If they've got a business, we can review them because we want to. We can send them a card to say thank you for this. If you make it a daily practice to pick one person, all right, that you would like to extend gratitude to and show that to, you will make their day. You truly will. You can do it in the form of a text. So it can be family, it can be clients, it can be students, anybody. And I've been really, really privileged to come across some amazing people. I even had Andrea Karkowski. When we started the lockdown, I asked her nicely if she would be happy to do some exercise plans, and you know, she's from Southampton, and she was kind enough to do that. And people show gratitude in so many different ways, but it's so lovely when they're not out to get something extra from you. And I see on social media so much where there's so many hungry people, and I'm not talking about financially hungry. I'm saying spiritually hungry. I've been to places like India and I've spent, a whole year over there. And the first place I actually flew into when I was young was actually Delhi. So it was a complete culture shock. And I remember seeing this person with this beaming face. He had half a body. So from the waist downwards, he had no legs. But what he did have was a skateboard. And I was in Calcutta. You'd laugh at this. We couldn't book into any hotels because they were all taken up for some reason. So we ended up sleeping on the roof of a hotel. They were letting out the roofs of hotels. So we put up our mosquito net. We had, I can't believe we had a mattress and we had our quilt and everything. And that's what we did. And every morning when I'd go to get my chai, I saw this it wasn't young, but this man, whoever he was, with this beaming, gorgeous face. And he gave so much love. And I just loved it, even at that age. And like I said, he had no legs, but he had a skateboard. And he had oranges. And he was selling those oranges. And me being English, most probably was trying to ignore him. I was reserved and so on. But every morning he kept beaming his amazing face to me. I don't know what he's doing now, but he'd sit on his skateboard with half his body and he'd go up and down this road in Calcutta. And I realised the appreciation and I felt so appreciative of what he was giving to me. It was the joy in his face with his skateboard that gave him the transport, and he was selling these oranges. And this guy had nothing. He didn't have mobile legs or prosthetic legs. They probably weren't around then. But, he was a street kid, a street person. But he gave me so much joy and appreciation, especially when I would buy oranges from him. So, this is someone without anything. And if we can do that for someone, I know we can't give to everybody. We don't even have to buy anything for anyone. But if we set up just 5 minutes of the day, your act of kindness can bring so much to someone else. And this is just a story from Reflexology UK, and I've been really privileged to have seen shining examples of some students, not all, but some students that have shone. Their light has shone out of them and they haven't expected anything, yet they have given so much. And that's the least I've ever expected. But I just want to say I'm so grateful to all the people that have actually given appreciation to me without expecting anything back. And like I said, the last one was from a lady called Sophie Williams. And I've watched her grow into a phenomenal business lady. And she has pivoted during these interesting times that we have gone through, and she's risen above all the different hurdles that have come her way. And what she's done is she took the time out to send me a text of appreciation. Like I said, I'm not after it from you, but when it comes from the heart, it comes unexpected. It's just gorgeous. So take some time and think of someone that you could spend 5 minutes either writing a letter, writing an email, sending a text, doing a review. Who could you make feel really happy? It could be one of your clients, just thanking them for their business. My name's Teresa Rich from Reflexology UK, and I just wanted to share this wonderful video with you of stories from Reflexology UK. Thank you for being part of my life, and thank you so much for listening to this video on giving rather than taking.